So the title you're looking at, it's not just some catchy phrase. It's really a fundamental shift in how we should all be looking at wealth. We're about to dive into this powerful idea from Napoleon Hill, that your mind, not your muscle, is by far your greatest asset.
I mean, does this feel familiar to you? You're waking up early, putting in those long, grueling hours, maybe even picking up extra shifts, and you're just constantly exhausted. But when you look at your bank account, it just doesn't seem to reflect all that effort. It's kind of like running on a treadmill, right? You're sweating, you're working hard, but you're not actually going anywhere. And this really brings us to a fascinating contrast. On one side, you've got the exhausted worker. This person is pouring every ounce of sweat and energy they have into their day, but with very little to show for it. And on the other side, you've got the strategic achiever. They seem calmer, more balanced, yet somehow they're generating wealth so much more effectively. And let's be clear, this isn't about luck. It's about a completely different approach. This quote from Napoleon Hill, this is what unlocks the entire mystery. The point he's making is that wealth is literally architected in your mind before it's ever built in reality. See, most people, they just skip that first critical step. They jump straight to the physical labor, the effort, the exhaustion, and wonder why it's not working. Okay, so let's start by dismantling a myth that keeps millions of people completely stuck. And that's the illusion of blind effort. This belief that if you just work hard enough, you're eventually going to succeed. Here's a tough pill to swallow. The world doesn't pay you for being tired. It doesn't write you a check for the number of hours you put in or how much you sweat. It only rewards what you produce. You can work 12 hours a day and be nowhere near financial freedom, while someone else works half that time with a crystal clear plan and achieves incredible results. And Napoleon Hill just nails it right here. Effort without a smart plan behind it is nothing more than wasted energy. You know, it's like revving a car engine while it's in neutral. Yeah, you're making a lot of noise, you're burning a lot of fuel, but you're not actually going anywhere. This slide makes the point perfectly. Just picture someone out there, swinging a hammer all day long. Are they building a house? Or are they just making a racket? Without a blueprint, without a plan, all that effort is just movement without meaning. So the question you've got to ask yourself is this: is my daily work building something, or am I just making noise? So if blind effort isn't the answer, then what is? Well, the answer is thinking. And ironically, for most of us, deep, strategic thinking is way harder than intense physical labor. The psychology behind this is just fascinating. We often prefer to just be busy because real thinking, it's uncomfortable. It forces us to stop, to face the possibility that maybe, just maybe, we're on the wrong path. It means we might have to admit we don't have all the answers. It's so much easier just to keep hammering away,
Let me paint a picture for you with this little story. Imagine two people trying to cross a river. The first person jumps in his boat and just starts rowing with all his strength right against the current. He's sweating, he's struggling, he's getting exhausted. But the second person, they take just 10 minutes to observe the flow, spot the rocks, and find the best path. Then they fire up a small motor and just glide across with almost no effort. Now, who do you think gets there first? The one who thought before they acted? And that's because there's a fundamental difference in our resources. Your physical strength, it's going to run out. Your day, it only has 24 hours. But your mind can generate ideas, create solutions, and innovate new paths endlessly. It is the ultimate renewable resource. Okay, so if thinking is the key, how do we structure it? This brings us to what we can call the wealth building equation, a concrete framework for turning all those thoughts into reality. The first thing you have to understand is that building wealth isn't random. It's not about luck or who your parents are. It's a repeatable formula. It's a mental process that literally anyone can learn and apply. And here is that formula, broken down into 4 simple stages. First up, the idea. This is what Napoleon Hill called a burning desire, a goal that truly, deeply motivates you. Second, the plan. This is about turning that dream into an actionable blueprint. Third, the execution, taking focused, deliberate action that actually aligns with your plan. And finally, number 4, the repetition. Intelligently repeating what works and constantly refining your approach. This iconic quote, it's not just some motivational fluff. It's the promise behind the formula we just looked at. If you can truly form that idea in your mind, create a believable plan, and then execute it with conviction, you set in motion the entire process of turning it into reality. And this all leads to the ultimate shift in your mindset. You have to stop being a seller of hours. Your time is finite after all. The real goal is to become a builder of assets. Things like systems, products, or investments that work for you even when you aren't. You stop trading your limited time and start leveraging your limitless intelligence. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually start? In our final section, we're going to look at the first strategic steps you can take, starting today, no matter what your income is. And this is the most common question I hear. I don't have any extra money to invest or to start a business. But here's the good news. This mental shift doesn't require capital. All it requires is a decision. Here are 4 simple but powerful things anyone can do. First, dedicate daily time. I'm talking even just 15 minutes to pure, uninterrupted thinking about your goals. Second, start to question the financial habits that everyone just considers normal. Do you really need that subscription? Is there a different way? Third, experiment with small, smart ideas. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Just test something small. And fourth, invest in your knowledge before you invest in appearances. A book that changes your thinking is a far better asset than a new gadget. And here it is. This is the core takeaway. The transformation doesn't begin when your paycheck gets bigger. It begins the moment you change your mindset about the resources you already have. Strategy is all about maximizing what you have right now, not waiting for more to fall into your lap. This final quote from Hill is just so empowering. Think about it. You can't control the economy. You can't control your boss. You can't control the world around you. But you have absolute 100% control over your own thoughts. And since that's where wealth creation begins, you already possess the most powerful tool you will ever need. So we'll end with this powerful question. You are either designing the plan for your own life, or by default, you are becoming a piece in someone else's plan. The company you work for, the products you buy, someone else architected those. So the choice is yours. Will you be the architect of your life, or will you just be a piece in someone else's construction?